The Lord said that on the Heavenly Father's right hand there are pleasures evermore. And it says that I have not seen neither ear heard the things which the Lord hath prepared for them that wait for him. You know, there's a whole another world of greatness that awaits us when the kingdom of heaven is established. It's not seen in this society. In this society, we only see carnal things that reason offers in this society. But when the kingdom is established, the Lord is going to open us up to a whole nother world, you know, of pleasure, of knowledge, of wisdom, understanding, you know, can't even be put into words, you know, because our imagination only goes but so far.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
Another thing about us, those of us that are in this truth, that understand this truth, we are men of vision. We are men of vision, outer vision and inner vision. Inner vision is the most important part, the ability to see the future, okay? Remember, the prophets were called what? They were called seers. The word seer means a visionary. We're able to see into the future, man. We do see that one day this planet Earth is going to be ruled in righteousness, pursuant to 2 Peter 3:13. We're going to see a pristine planet Earth, man. All right, it's going to go back to how it was during the time of the Garden of Eden. Even better than the Garden of Eden, which the Garden of Eden, the word Eden is from the Hebrew Aidan, which means joy or paradise. The joy and paradise of the Heavenly Father is the earth. He created the earth to be a joy and a paradise. Now, the Garden of Eden was Palestine, chosen land, Israel. That is the Garden of Eden. Okay, so once again, this earth, after all this hell is passed, after the storm is passed, this earth is going to once again be the Garden of Eden, like it's supposed to be. And we're looking forward for that. Again, 2 Peter 3:13, we look for a new heavens and a new earth. New heavens meaning new rulership. New earth meaning the earth will be rejuvenated, based upon the word new from the Greek kainos. The earth will be rejuvenated, and it's going to be in righteousness. That's what we're looking for.
Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay, now I pretty much want to do a follow-up or dealing with the lesson I did earlier. Okay, going to the face of feminism. Okay, because at the end of the day, all right, we have to attack, you know, these different doctrines and philosophies and enchantments in the spirit, you know, and we deal with it head on. Now, if a brother could, you know, let's post, let's get Mark 4:22, and let's get 2 Corinthians 10:4. Okay, and then let's get the order, all right, of you know, the Most High Yahweh Shai, the Israelite man and the Israelite woman, with 1 Corinthians 11. Okay, because at the end of the day, This is an upside down society. Okay, things are backward as hell. Okay, because Esau Edom, all right, comes in the spirit of what? Anti-Messiah, which is anti-order, you know? And the feminist movement, as we're going to get into it, the spirit just been having me pretty much deal with this this hideous Edomite woman, okay, Betty Friedman, okay, and then it goes into how pretty much you can tell she was set up, okay. The pretty much the media, the elites made her a movement, okay. A bitter housewife made her, complaint into a movement, okay, that has enchanted the minds of the masses, okay, and pretty much is responsible for a lot of, destruction of family that we see in society, pretty much has destroyed the dynamic of man and woman, okay? Because before the 60s, you had households where, men were able to provide, for big families, okay? Things were more in order. You see, society wasn't nowhere near as dangerous, bugged out. Okay. So I'm gonna cue this video up. Lord will brothers can get them precepts. That Mark 4:22. Then 1 Corinthians 11, I think verses 1 through 3. And something else. Come back to it. But let me cue this up. All right, because I want to show this video to show that, that feminist movement opened the door, all right, for a lot of wickedness to be forwarded in the earth, okay? And we got the proof. So let me cue this up.
One simple but brilliant trick to cool your home in 90 seconds. Tired of hot and stuffy rooms during summer? This genius way to cool any room.
All right. Now this is from the brother. All right. A prophet Habakkuk. This is Mark 4:22. And it says, whatever is hidden, okay, is meant to be disclosed, and whatever is concealed is meant to be brought out in the open. I think this is probably a New Living Translation. Baba Kashah, if you can post the King James version, okay. But even with the New Living Translation, it's plain that things that were hidden are now being disclosed, okay, because for the longest people really thought that this government had the best interest for women, had the best interest for family, had the best interest, for minorities, had the best interest for this and humanity. But no, man, this is a pure wicked society, man. Okay, this is a outright, wicked society, man. Okay, and it's being brought to the light, like the things that we thought, was for the benefit. Okay, was really for the destruction. Okay, matter of fact, let me get the blue letter real quick. Let me come back to that video. Okay, so let's get brother got it. The water Aki is a prophet. Habakkuk, Mark 4:22 said, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was there anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad." Okay, and a lot of secret agendas have been pushed forward, all right, in society, and it was disguised as something good, something great. It was some type of upgrade for humanity, man. When basically it was for the destruction and the breaking down of order. Okay, let's go here. When you go to give a few precepts, we're gonna get into the video. When you go to 1 Corinthians 14, okay, because you gotta remember the Apostle Paul is writing this letter, right, to the Church of Corinth, which was what a Hellenized, our people that was Hellenized. Okay, so they was lacking order, and Apostle Paul would write things to set order up in the churches, man. Okay, when you go 1 Corinthians 14:33 said, "For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace." And we're seeing the confusion of all these doctrines as the word of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is confounding, okay, the doctrines of Esau Edom, man. Okay, all these things that he has pushed throughout the earth: plantation Christianity, feminism, okay, street culture, the westernization, everything that he's pushed out there is being confounded, okay, and we're seeing the confusion that comes with it. You see, it started off like it was, it was some cute, it was this great thing, it was this great leap forward, okay, but then the fruits of it breed confusion. We're going to get it. It said, "For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints." And the Apostle Paul is saying this to what? To restore order. Okay? It said, "Let your women, all right, let your women keep silent in the churches." Okay? "Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it's not permitted unto them to speak." Now you hear this with a westernized, feminine, all right, mindset. Okay, feminist mindset, you would think automatically oppressive. This is oppressive, okay, because the West has taught people to govern themselves by emotions, okay, not to look at the bigger picture of anything, but to govern themselves by your emotions, okay, which is completely off. And that's why you see the society in the predicament that it's in, because it's a bunch of adults making decisions off emotion and not responsibility, not duty, not looking at the bigger picture, not thinking about the next generation, okay? But an emotion, okay, that you currently feel. That's what governs you, man, in this society. It says, "But they are commanded to be under obedience, as also said the law," man. Okay? Now, when you jump down to 1 Corinthians 14:40, it says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." Okay? Let all things be done decently in order. And what's the order? Okay, you go to that same book, and order benefits everyone, man. Okay, when the Israelite man is in tune, okay, with Yahushua, because Yahushua by default is in tune with the Father, okay, and the woman is in tune with the Israelite man, both parties win. Okay, what we're doing, our obedience, the man being submissive to Yahushua, as Yahushua was submissive to the Heavenly Father, and the woman being submissive to the man, okay, both parties win. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 11:1. "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of," okay, a Mashiach. Now I want to get this word "follow" and see, does it go into something? I'm just curious. Okay, "Be ye followers." And the Greek word is
Strong's G 3402. Mimetes. Mimetes.
okay, and it says what? An imitator. Okay, an imitator. So as Israelite men, we're supposed to be imitating who? Yahweh Shai. Okay, and Yahweh Shai showed what? Order, discipline. He was submissive to a higher authority. Okay, as we're supposed to be. Now let's go back, and it says, "Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances, all right, as I delivered them unto you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is the Most High." Okay, and that's the order. And this kills confusion. Order. Rank is set up for to be efficient. You know, rank is set up to be efficient. You gotta think about it. You think about football. Okay, you have one man on offense. You have a quarterback. You have one man that controls the snap count. Okay, you know, where it's on one, it's on two, it's a silent snap count. Well, everyone on the field has to be submissive to their snap count just for their play to get started. Okay, you can't have the left tackle, okay, doing the snap count. Then you got the receiver out there hollering his snap count. Everybody's equal. Everybody on the same. No, for that, before that ball is snapped, that quarterback has to be in complete control and has to have and is outranking everyone. That's for the sake of efficiency. Okay, the woman is in order for the sake of efficiency of the household. If brother can put that definition up for me, efficiency. Okay, let's get that definition up. All right, so we can really understand, you know, what it is, man. Okay. Point guard bringing the ball up, but see, everybody want to dribble at the same time. Okay. It don't, and we're seeing how dumb this doctrine is. Okay. Let's go from there. Let's get I think 2 Corinthians 10. All right, 2 Corinthians 10:4 says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal." Yeah, so that, you know, we're not here to debate, you know, have a debate with women. We're here to push the truth, man, push the word. Okay, because prophecy gonna solve, you know, all debates. Okay, prophecy will solve all debates. You know, that's a lesson within itself. If brother can put that, you know, somebody can put that at the in the comment section. All right, prophecy gonna solve, okay, the plague of feminism. Okay, it's just a thing of being patient. Okay, it said, "But mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds." Now I want to get this word, strongholds. Okay, in the Greek.
Strong's G 3794. Ahurama. Ahurama.
Yeah. Now I want to get definition A. It says, "Of the arguments and reasonings by which a disputant endeavors to fortify his opinion and defend it against his opponent." Okay, so these arguments of Christianity is being destroyed. Okay, they don't have no doctrine to fortify that understanding. Feminist, all right, feminism is being destroyed. Okay, those arguments, they don't make sense. Okay, male and female completely different. Okay, but together they complement each other greatly. There's no equality. Okay, women are not oppressed. A housewife is not oppressed. If you just took a random, all right, poll, you know, and just asked a bunch of random women, what would they rather be today? Okay, July 2022, would they rather have to work or would they rather be housewives? Okay, they're gonna tell you housewives, man. Okay. So that argument of women, you know, the role of a housewife is oppressive, okay, is being destroyed. You see? So let's go from there. Let me finish this. Read verse 5. It said this 2 Corinthians 10:5 said, casting down the imaginations in every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High. And see, feminism is exalting itself against the knowledge of the Most High. Okay? The Most High set up the order. Even nature itself shows you the order. Okay, that by nature you would know that a man will outrank a woman. Okay, by nature. All right, and this all goes back to the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Okay, but Esau Edom has threw out all these doctrines and philosophies and alternative ways of living. You know, and he's exalted against the knowledge of the Most High. That's why I say the Bible played out. The Bible was oppressive. The Bible was this, you know, downplaying the Bible, demonizing the Bible, but uplifting his madness, man. Okay? It says, and bringing to captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shah, man. And that's what this word is doing as we live, you know, this cultural truth. Okay? The truth has become a lifestyle. Now our whole mindset, all right, has changed. Okay. All these wild and random, you know, doctrines, you know, that we was into. Okay. All right, so this the brother call hopeful 144. It says efficiency, the state or quality of being efficient or able to accomplish something with the least waste of time and effort. With the least waste of time and effort. Okay? A man and woman was meant, okay, to complement each other for efficiency. Okay? If a man has substance and he wants to extend his legacy, it would be efficient to have more than one woman, okay? To do what, man? Add to your legacy. It will be efficient. You have one woman, you might can have one child a year. Okay? If even going more simple, a man was made to get a woman pregnant, but now you have Esau. He want to do a uterus transplant to try to get a man pregnant. That's not efficient. That's stupid. Okay, the woman has her hips made for childbearing. Okay, that's efficient. She produces breast milk. That's efficient. Because you see, they going through what the breast milk crisis. I mean, the milk crisis, the baby formula crisis. Well, the Most High had an efficient way to nourish children. Okay, even demonizing breastfeeding, that stemmed off the feminist, okay, doctrine, man. That was oppressive. Okay. So reading reading it again says efficiency, the state or quality of being efficient or able to accomplish something with the least waste of time and effort. All right, competency in performance. Okay, but Esau has an ass backwards society, and people are fighting for it, man. Okay, now let's get to the video. Now this video, all right, is a debate. Okay, it aired on January 28, 1976. Now they're going to go into something called the ERA. Okay, which when you go into the ERA, it's the Equal Rights Amendment. Okay, which pretty much put women on the same on the same level playing field as men. Okay, but even then, you had women that knew this ain't. We don't want to see. Everybody wasn't with this feminist movement. Like they push in the media, like every single woman wanted this, man. Okay, you had a lot of kickback, but the kickback didn't get the media, okay, and the push, all right, as the feminist movement. Okay, so you got this woman look like an Edomite, pretty much going against Betty Friedan, okay, and guess who else? The nigger woman, okay. So I'm gonna let it play, and I'm gonna skip around to certain parts and show you what this agenda was really leading to, man. Okay.
I'm sure this is a segment of Good Morning that we've all been waiting for. I'm going to begin with a little introduction of what the Equal Rights Amendment is about. Last year, the UN declared 1975 as International Women's Year. There were a lot of speeches and conferences, and some felt that progress was made for women and that it was successful, while others argued that absolutely nothing was accomplished, that there were major setbacks, beginning with the stalemating of the Federal Equal Rights Amendment and the crushing state defeats in New York and New Jersey. In order for the Equal Rights Amendment to become the 27th Amendment to the Constitution, 38 states must ratify it by March of 1979. Already 34 have, however, 2 of those 34, Tennessee and Nebraska, have rescinded it, thus ending up in court order decisions. Now, we're going to discuss the Equal Rights Amendment with 2 ladies here. One is a proponent and one is an opponent to it. An opponent to the Equal Rights Amendment is Phyllis Schlafly, National Chairman for the Stop ERA. She is publisher of the Phyllis Schlafly Report and the author of A Choice, Not an Echo. And the proponent to the Equal Rights Amendment is one of the country's most leading feminists. I'm talking about Betty Friedan. She is the author to The Feminine Mystique. Before we get into talking about the pros and cons of the Equal Rights Amendment, I think for the benefit of our viewers, it might be kind of interesting to see what it says here in the Equal Rights Amendment. It's very short. When you think of amending the Constitution, something that's very serious, you think that it's lengthy and complicated. The amendment reads as follows. Section 1, equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Section 2, the Congress shall have the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. Section 3, this amendment shall take effect 2 years after the date of ratification. As you can see, it's pretty brief. It's only 52 words. So is the Equal Rights Amendment too vague? Or does the Equal Rights Amendment simply extend women's rights to men, thus equalizing them? What is your opinion? Betty, can we hear from you?
Well, you see, I think we simply must, and I think we should do it rightfully in 1976, 200th year of the Republic, get the Constitution equally applied to women. I mean, we know now, we've spent 10 years really delineating all the areas where sex discrimination exists. Discrimination basically against women, but some ways that men are victims of it too. And we've got a lot of laws that have We've made some gains to say that it is wrong to have sex discrimination in employment, in education, in pay, in mortgage, in credit, and all these things, even in sports against women. But these laws are not being enforced. And with the economic crisis that we're in now, where, really inflation is giving and layoffs are really facing women with hard times, there's danger even that some of the programs and laws against sex discrimination will be removed. And we need the constitutional guarantee of equality. And we also need it because there are a great many people, especially housewives, who really are discriminated against, whose all the work they have done in the home to help build up whatever income the total family has, and so on and so forth. There is no law that now exists that makes those women who have been working as housewives insured in their own right for old age, for Social Security. There's no insurance that if that marriage should end in divorce, as it is for all too many people, that woman's contribution will be considered equally in the disposition of the property. And there is no provision even really, as it is now, to enforce child support, much less alimony for women. We really absolutely need the Equal Rights Amendment to enable all the young women and men that are coming out of law school now to create new bodies of laws that will really protect women.
Phyllis?
When you make the laws apply equally to men and women, you end up taking away many of the rights that women now have. For example, the Equal Rights Amendment will make our young women subject to.
Go back just a little bit, but as you can see, okay, all right, that she put an emphasis on what? Married women. Now, a lot of these things are alimony where men just have to pay ridiculous money. And she talk about divorce. Well, most of the women are the ones that file divorce. You look at the numbers, it's mostly women, 70% or better that file for divorce. Okay, and she played a major part in setting it up to where, if a woman files for divorce, especially for men, if her husband, has some type of substance, okay, she would get a great portion of it, to the point where divorce became a racket. It pretty much became a hustle, man. You see? And this and this handsome Edomite woman, okay, was the face of a lot of wickedness, all right, through state legislation, through federal legislation, okay, where you have the modern man, the last thing they want to do is get married through the state, man, because it's a nightmare, okay? The man has no rights, the man, has no leverage. He can lose, he can lose finances, he's gonna lose his kids by default, the children by default, okay? This is what this thing was about, man. Okay, to keep society divided and conquered while the elite steady build on the new world order. Now, the next woman that's going to come after, okay, she's going to go into the downside of this equality thing. Okay, now let's listen to her. Okay.
Enforce child support, much less alimony for women. We really absolutely need the Equal Rights Amendment to enable all the young women and men that are coming out of law school now to create new bodies of laws that will really protect women.
Phyllis?
When you make the laws apply equally to men and women, you end up taking away many of the rights that women now have. For example, the Equal Rights Amendment will make our young women subject to the draft and military combat the next time we have one of these wars that we have every 10 years, because no longer could you have it just apply to males. It would have to apply equally to females. And then ERA is a big attack on the rights of the homemaker. The laws of every state make it the obligation of the husband to support his wife, to provide her with a home, to support their minor children. The woman in the home can draw Social Security benefits based on her husband's earnings, even though she's been a homemaker all her life. Now, all these things will be lost when you apply a rule that says that everything must be equal. Now, until you can make it equal for men to have the babies just like women, then it is a double burden to the women to say that the rules for family support should be equal on the husband and the wife. ERA ends up in taking away the right of the wife to be supported by her husband and to have the right of to get credit in the stores based on her husband's earnings and all the rights of a wife.
Can we talk?
So pretty much, she's telling you which that's going to play. See, what's happening here is going to play a major part in what's going to happen in the earth. Okay? Because whether you women know it or not, it's in legislation, all right, that you're obligated under the ERA, Equal Rights Amendment, to serve in war. Okay? And this woman here, Felice, okay, she understood this, and she was trying to tell, all right, you silly ass women back then, like, look, if you do this, you put us on the evil playing field with men, okay, we're going to be subjugated to those responsibilities as well. See, everyone wants the perks of being men, but they don't want the responsibility. See, women want the perks and, of being men, the privilege of being the men, but they don't want their responsibility, man. Okay? Then she told her that, look, women was able to draw Social Security based off of their husband's income. See, the housewife had it made. Okay? This was a deception disguised as equality, man. The housewife will be able to stay at home. Okay? Who would you rather to teach, okay, your offspring? Okay? If you had a woman that you was into, y'all had that that bond on the same page, who would you rather to watch, all right, your children every day? You know exactly what's going on with your children and who's around them every day, besides your wife. Okay? And it was set up for that. It was set up before that, before this women's lib that brought all this legislation that made it pretty much impossible for one income to support a household. But back then you could. She said you could get a check from Social Security, okay, as a housewife, and you would be able to go to the store and get credit based on what your husband did, the type of work your husband did. It was set up for the housewife to be straight, the children to be straight. Okay? The legislation through this feminist movement destroyed the structure where one income can take care of a household, man. Okay? You women were duped. And these women are at work miserable as hell. Women are at work complaining like hell when you had it set up not to have to do that, man. Okay? And it's only gonna get worse, man. You wait till that draft come into play. Now, what I wanna if a brother can put that Psalms 113 and 9, I'm gonna skip to this other part to show you, okay, the real agenda behind this whole feminist movement. Okay, well, let's get that Psalms 113 and 9. And let's get get a few examples. Okay, a few accounts. Let's get that, and let's get Genesis. Trying to get these accounts. Give me a second. This is Genesis 30. Yeah, get Genesis 30, verse 1. Let's get 1 Samuel. Genesis 30 and 1. Let's get 1 Samuel chapter. So let's get 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 11. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse move too fast. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 10 and 11. And then get one more. Let's get Exodus chapter 1. All right, verses 15. Verses 15 through 17, you know, and we'll go from there. All right. All right, this is the brother, the servant of Yahweh Shai, Prince Yanazar 144K. This is Psalms 113 and 9. It says, He maketh the barren woman to keep house, okay, and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Lord. Okay? So the woman was created for a particular role, and it's a beautiful role. Okay, and women are much more at ease when they don't have the burden of having to try to go out in society, okay, and try to be superwoman, you know, out in society, then come home, play superwoman. You know, there's strong black woman narrative, there's strong woman narrative. No, a woman is strong when she's within her role, because a woman is very vital. A woman is powerful, like a woman that has a skill set of a wife and a mother. That's a powerful thing within nation building. You have a nation of women that have a skill set in nourishing a family. That's a powerful thing in nation building, man. Okay? But a woman running loose and, you know, trying to be engineers and, you know, pilots and, you know, you know, trying to be a sergeant, you know, in the Marines, and you know, it's like, okay, you do that, but then what? What about? See, the feminist movement made women forsake their role. Okay, women just completely forsook their role, man. Everything's been out of whack. All right, this is the brother Bayon Yasha'Allah, Genesis 30 and 1. It says, and when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said to Jacob, give me child or else I die. Okay? Our foremothers fully understood their purpose and role. Okay? They knew why they existed, man. But in the West, this is an insult. Okay? When you have a Western mind frame, it's an insult. You see? Let's get this in 1 Samuel. Okay, it's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 10. It says, she was in bitterness, and this is the mother of Samuel. And she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord Yahweh Bashima Shai and wept sore. Okay. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord Yahweh Bashima Shai of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but will give unto thine handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto the Lord Yahweh all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. So Samuel's mother, okay, prayed, she begged, she was crying, to be with child. Okay. she was crying to be with child, and she, got specific and said a man child because there was a great glory in bringing forth a man child, because there was what? An extension of your husband's legacy. Okay? And I say daughters were important as well. Okay? But that man child was an extension of that man, which was an extension of the legacy, man. Okay? Yeah, let's get Exodus 1 and 16 and 17 as well. And these just accounts that show you how the Western culture has destroyed, all right, the masses, and especially, modern women. It's all about them. It's all about their emotions and what their emotions, how they feel at that moment. That's all right. That's the deciding factor, all right, of their decision making, man. Okay, so let's get this. All right, now this is the brother Prince on the Czar 144K, Exodus 1 and 15. It says, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, which the name of the one was Sifra, and the name of the other Puah. Okay. And it says, and he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, all right, because they knew that what a son, the man child is what carries the legacy of the nation. Okay, through men are nations conquered. Okay, then ye shall kill him, but if it be a daughter, then all right, then she shall live. Yeah, because they knew the women, okay, they could conform the women to their way and just make the women servants. Okay, but with men, okay, a nation of men is going to want any nation of men that's in their right mind is going to want their nation in power. Okay, that's why they beat the Bible out of us and our language, because what was that? That was our power. Okay, but you see, the house of David has been raised up in this latter time. What do we speak about now? Rulership. Okay, it said, now listen to the mind of these women. Verse 17. It says, but the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men, children alive. You see that? Okay, they wasn't thinking about themselves. Here it is. They disobeying the Pharaoh because they feared the Most High, and they knew the importance of those men being born into the nation, man. But now you have the exact opposite, where the woman is fighting for abortion. Okay, Eve is on the front line for abortion rights, man. Okay, just showing you how far our people have strayed, man. Okay, how far the woman has just, through. Jake finished too. All right, we dealing with this, man. Now, I'm gonna play this and show you what that feminist movement opened the door for. Okay.
Longer have to work twice as hard in schools where they are co-ed.
That's
such as
correct.
Harvard.
Oh, sure, that's correct.
Watch this. I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop from major retailers like Amazon and Target. You can drop prices automatically. I can show you how, but I can't do it for you. People are
Correct.
How do we know this?
Well, I'm in a good law school now, and they have half women.
Yeah, okay for you, but not for the ones coming after you, okay? That's what I can't stand, the hypocrisy
There's no
of someone who
hypocrisy.
takes advantage of rights and opportunities and knows and is enjoying equality and then says, and
Look, I
then
was in
uses the
equality.
very advantages
I got a
argue
degree from
against,
Harvard 25 years ago.
what?
I was in equality with the men now. This is nothing new.
Yeah, right.
Can we move on to co-ed bathrooms? Can we talk about that? Already we go to the same bathrooms on airplanes and buses. Does this mean that with the Equal Rights Amendment, Phyllis, if it is passed, that there will no longer be men and women on the doors, but us or we or whatever?
Well, it's a matter of whatever the Supreme Court decides, if you have any faith in what they'll decide. And
You hear that about the bathrooms? Okay. You hear that about the pronouns? You know, it'd be no more him or her, but we and us. This was in the 70s now. Okay. The elite and then when we hear things like this lets you know that the elites, all right, had their hands in this for sure. Okay. I'm gonna let it play on, then we're gonna play another video of the outcome of this, man. And they gonna get into some more stuff, man. You just listen. Okay, the serpent, all right, is all entangled in this, man. And if a brother could, let's post 2 Corinthians 2:11, and let's get the book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 7. Okay.
it may not matter to you.
You
whether
think
they're
the Supreme
co-ed.
Court will decide for us all to go to the same bathroom?
Well, I think so, but I recognize other people think contrary. But you just said it's all right with you to have co-ed bathrooms on
Didn't
planes.
say that it was all right. I said already we go to the same bathroom,
All right.
not at the same time.
I love
Okay, but the thing is, do you want it in grade schools?
Will we have it in grade
In grade school, it exists probably in a lot of places anyway. Look, let's have some sense about this silly bathroom argument. I mean, the bathroom argument is absolutely symbolizes all of the nonsense that's being spread to create false fears about the Equal Rights Amendment. There is nothing in the Equal Rights Amendment that will affect the privacy of the way people go to the toilet. Nothing whatsoever.
Well, but
now,
that isn't
wait a
the
minute.
point. The point is whether you-
only way it will be affected is if the having only one bathroom in a small company, like say in this, if you had only one bathroom in this television station, and if that was used to deny a woman a job by saying we have only one bathroom, and that sometimes has been used as an
Yeah, that's
excuse
true.
to deny a woman a job. In that instance, either they'd have to put in a second bathroom, or they would have to let the women and the men use the bathroom, but not necessarily at the same time. You understand? Now,
Well, that has
before
nothing
we
to do
get
with it. The point is,
before
can
we
you
get
go by a certain
to
door?
hysterical about the whole thing, let's realize, certain facts that in the American family where we all grew up in, I grew up in Peoria, Illinois, and I don't know where you grew up in, but unless we were quite rich, there was one bathroom in the house. And that bathroom was used by Mama and by Daddy and by Aunt Jane if she visited, and by Junior and Janie and Grandma and Grandpa, but they didn't use it at the same time. And great sinful immorality did not ensue. And in Italy, where I was recently visiting, and I went to see the Pope, and in a restaurant near the Vatican, when I had to go to the bathroom, I went in the bathroom, and there was a priest washing his hands in the outer part. I thought, oh my heavens, I've gotten into the wrong, in the men's room. And in Italy, right there at the Vatican, the good respectable restaurant had a bathroom where the toilet cubicles were private, but the The rest of the hall was
Okay, well, I would just like to say this has demonstrated that you're perfectly comfortable with a situation where you have no discrimination between men and women in regard to restrooms. And it's one thing where you're talking about planes or homes, but it is something else again when you're talking about grade schools.
Okay, can we move on to the next point? Will the ERA, if it is passed, help the marriage of homosexuals? Will they be able to get married under the law?
Well, ERA says that equality of rights shall not be denied on account of sex. Now, if you want to deny a marriage license to a man and a man, it's precisely on the basis of sex that you deny it. And therefore, I feel we would have immediate litigation, and about 4 out of 5 of the lawyers I ask on this say, yes, the homosexuals will win.
You don't.
You hear that? Okay, now watch. Eve is going to get very offended. Okay, you have, all right, Mrs. Doubtfire, you know, y'all lovely auntie. Okay, she through. You can barely understand what the hell she talked. She talked like she looked, you know, through. Okay, but now you're finna see Eve get offended at this topic. Okay, Eve and the serpent, man, locked in.
I think they should get married.
I do not think that homosexuals should have the rights of husbands and wives, which are the rights to adopt children, to file joint income tax returns, or to teach in the schools.
Aren't they protected under the Constitution like every other American? The right
Sure,
to life,
they have
liberty,
free speech, free press, and all that sort of thing. But they should not have the particular rights that belong to husbands and wives.
Even if it makes them happy?
Well, no, it may make you happy to commit all kinds of crimes. We don't
You
judge
think
our moral
homosexuality
standards.
is a crime?
Well, it is in many states.
Betty, you want to comment?
Well, I think that the right of sexual privacy and the right of choice, this is a basic American right. And homosexuality is not a crime. I mean, and it isn't.
It's against the law in many states. But however, that isn't what we're discussing. ERA won't affect what they do behind a closed door, but it will.
Here, and you see how they, you know, they put the laws of Esau Edom above the laws of the Most High. Okay, because she said homosexuality is not a crime. Well, according to the scriptures, okay, according to the scriptures, a brother can get that in Leviticus 20, okay, 20 and 13. Get Leviticus 20 and 13. Okay. We're showing you how they put the laws of Esau Edom above the laws of the Most High. Okay, this is a very backwards, twisted society, man. And this was in the 70s, man. All these things that they was talking about are now law, are now legislation. Okay. So let's get it. This the brother Wad. All right, I'm a 1. This is Leviticus 20 and 13. It says, if a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed abomination, they shall surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. Okay? But this is not brought up in this discussion. They're talking about what's allowed in the Constitution, the ERA. Okay? No one's talking about the Bible. You see? And that's why the Lord is going to judge the earth according to the scriptures, man. Okay? So let's get, matter of fact, real quick, let's get Leviticus, let's get Revelation. And Eve's about to get pissed, man. Let's get Revelation 20 verses 11 and 12. All right, Revelation chapter 20, verse 11 and 12. All right, I'm gonna let the
affect their public rights. And I do not think that perverts should have the rights that belong to husbands and wives.
You feel that homosexuals are perverts?
I
The
certainly
American
do.
Psychiatric Association said no.
Well, that's their opinion. I have my opinion.
Yes, but I think that the Constitution of the United States, whether you like somebody or don't like somebody, applies, and they have the right to the protection.
But
And
they
not
don't
everybody
have,
has
should
to
not
have
have
blonde
the
hair
rights
and
of
blue
husbands
eyes.
and wives.
And look, as far as I've been told by lawyers, the homosexual marriage is not something that stems from the Equal Rights Amendment. That says discrimination on the basis of sex. And in
Right,
this
that's
instance,
exactly what it is.
in this instance, sex doesn't mean what you do in bed at night. It means whether you are the female sex or the male sex. Homosexuality can be male or female. There's nothing.
Betty, excuse me for interrupting. Betty Friedan, Phyllis Schleif, we want to thank you for joining us. I'm sorry we've run out of time. I'd like to invite you to come back. We have until 1979 to discuss this matter.
Well, I hope we get it ratified in 76.
Well, best of luck to both of you. Maybe that's mutually exclusive.
So you see then what they were setting it up for. So once they was able to give equal rights and you couldn't discriminate according to sex, that opened up the door for alphabet. Okay, and we're gonna see what it has led to. But see, the earth is going to be judged according to the standard of the scripture. Okay, and Most High don't give a damn by no amendments. How shall not coming back to judge according by amendments? Let's get the precept. All right, it's your brother Prince Young Nazar, 144K, Revelation 20:11. I saw a great white throne, and this is that chariot, and him that sat on it, Yahweh Shai. Okay, which means he's coming in that authority. He's coming in that chariot. He's going to have that authority because the king judges from his throne. He makes decisions that affect the lives of, the king had a great empire. He was over millions of people. Well, on that throne, he will make decisions that affect millions of people. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is going to be on that great white throne of judgment. And his decisions going to affect the lives of millions and billions of people, man. Okay, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. Yeah, because people not ready to deal, okay, with Yahweh Shai when he come back, man. People not gonna want no part, okay? But they're gonna be subjugated to that judgment, man. Okay, verse 12 it says, and I saw the dead, small and great, okay? It's going to these heathen nations, okay? And also our people that's in the congregation of the dead. You see, it says, stand before the Most High, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things. So your life is going to be judged according to the standard of the scriptures. And see, the elect, have the benefit of being pardoned through Yahweh Shai. Okay, but if you're not of the elect of Israel, okay, you're going to be judged directly by the book, man. Okay, Yahweh Shai is coming back to be about the book, to do it by the book, man. Okay, now, and you see they were talking about what? Well, is this going to open the door for, same-sex marriage? All right, that was in 76, man. Okay, well, Obama passed in like 2000, and I can't remember. Okay, was that some 30 years later? It's a brother, but all of this in 2 Corinthians 2:11 said, at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. Okay, and we know the elites had their hands all into that agenda of the feminist movement, and the woman thought it was about, the government loving them and caring so much about them. All right, no, boo. Okay, you were just a stepping stone to usher in more wickedness. Okay, to make wickedness acceptable. Now, let's see the fruits of the feminist movement and what it opened the door for. Okay, and this is from the brother All right. This is from the brother Captain Shaquat down here in the Mississippi camp. Okay, his YouTube handle is GMS dedication, one word. All right, subscribe and be edified. All right, brother does edifying videos. He's tapped into current events. A good brother to watch. Okay, to stay in the loop of particular things going on in society. Now, let me see. Now let's listen to the fruits of this feminist, okay, this feminist doctrine, man, because it led to, okay, it was a gateway to acceptance of everything, man.
Everyone around the world should celebrate Pride. Pride means yes, special.
Yeah.
And loving.
Yeah, Pride all those things. So what is Pride?
About people who are queer, and queer is two people of the same gender who have crushes on each other.
Do you think kids should be at Pride?
Yeah. Usually they mostly experience in stories straight stuff. So it's good for kids to also know about queer stuff. I am non-binary.
Yeah.
I have the perfect cape for it.
A flag. Yes.
It is fantabulous. I don't care if anyone says no if this is not fantabulous, because it is fantabulous. It's a really fun experience being a part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Do you have any advice for adults who are figuring out who they are right now?
Of course, if you're not sure who you are, it's okay. Tell your parents, your friends, or anyone. I bet you they're gonna support you a lot. Everyone should have a fair place in this world.
Do you think it's important to talk to kids about this stuff?
Maybe if there's a big group of kids, they can spread the word.
Oh, you think kids can get the word out?
Yeah, I really do. It's important to talk to kids about this stuff because if you don't, they could have made a big change that you never knew about. Kids are very powerful.
Shalom. I would like to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I would like to give
So as you can see from the video that we showed from 76, these are the things that they were setting it up for. See, the feminist movement was just a movement to open the door of acceptance and change. Okay? This is what spun off of it. So feminist wasn't about, the Destiny Child song, Can You Pay My Bills, and TLC Don't Want No Scrub, and because Jake made a culture out of it. See, no one made a culture out of the feminist movement like the Israelite woman. Okay? No one made a culture out of that movement like the Israelite woman did. Songs, movies, okay? Tyler Perry. You see? Where the woman is the victim and the hero. But this is what it led to. It didn't have nothing to do with you living your best life. It was to be the feminist culture was like a fullback, okay? What he really wanted to make normal, man. And that was lewdness. Okay? So I said, I don't like spending a lot of time dealing because the modern woman, what's the point? I'd rather take a nap. Okay. Well, we're gonna deal with these things as because the spirit does what it wants to do. I had other lessons planned, but the spirit that had me going to these things, and it was all a sham. Okay, you've been lied to. Esau ran game on you. Okay, he He's the ultimate pimp. Okay, and he got you to be at war with the men of your nation, and you look at the results of it. All right, it's a disaster. Okay, you was a pawn in the war of Jacob and Esau. Okay, because you didn't benefit from it. Okay, the nation didn't benefit from it. No one benefited from it. So I'm gonna get this. Nah, end it here, man. And the brother posted it for me. Yeah. Mr. Brother Chosen Vessel 144, this Sirach 14:7. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last he will declare his wickedness. See, now the wickedness of all these different movements and agendas is being declared. Okay? The feminist movement, it wasn't for your good. Okay, he just played that role to really usher in what he really wants. And that's pretty much a satanic world order. Okay? Because what? The feminist movement was nothing but the women rebellion against the order of Yahweh Bashem Shai. And the scriptures say rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. Okay? So as he promoted you to be rebellious against order, okay, he used you as a stepping stone to enchant the masses, man. Done, man. All we can do now is wait on destruction, man. You know, get our little, daily bread, okay, and wait on the destruction, man. And another thing, to you, you sisters that are sincere, okay, they are serious minded, not the crypto feminists, okay. Well, the sisters that are serious, see, Yahweh Shema Shai took you out of, the world took you out of that mindset to start grooming you to be compatible with the Israelite man. Okay? To be compatible with brothers, just as we were snatched out of the world so we can be compatible with Yahweh Shai. Like Yahweh Shai not just gonna have niggas around him ruling. No, man, we're being conditioned so we can be compatible with the government that Yahweh Shai is bringing to the earth. So you sisters that have got snatched out of that world are being conditioned and groomed to be compatible with brothers, because these women who think they just gonna hit a switch like that, okay, and be cool, no. They not gonna be able to go from doing what they want to do, being worldly, and just hit a switch and be good. No, it's gonna be the ones that's being conditioned for this, man. Okay? Now he's gonna have mercy on whom he's gonna have mercy. There's gonna be exceptions here and there. Okay, but a lot of women that's in this feminist mind frame, they not gonna be able to snap out of it. They not gonna be compatible. Okay? So, consider yourself blessed, man. We all gotta consider ourselves blessed, man. We're being conditioned and groomed for the society after this, man. And we all, made mistakes, and we all had, things that had to get rebuked, in the spirit. But we passed that now. Now we building on a whole nother level, man. So Lord will, this was edifying to you brothers, and you sisters as well, man. It's gonna pay off, man. For the men, we both gonna win. All right, ain't no war. All right, brothers, don't be at war. Okay, with no goddamn woman, man. Don't be arguing with these goddamn women. Let them be right, because they gonna have to stand on feminism. They gonna have to stand on, okay, black girl magic, whatever they into. They gonna have to ride it out in the times we coming into. So hey, y'all got it. Okay, we'll see. So till next time, I say shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah, a Bible ball, DTA soon. Shalom.